Hey awesome friends, I am Awesome Danny and welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk to you about my top 5 favorite flatheads. Try saying that 5 times or something because I kept messing up. But anyways, I thought it would be fun, after doing my top 5 IEM sets to tell you guys about my top 5 flathead sets because I use them a lot. See, look, I'm wearing flatheads right now. There's usually a pair or two on my desk at all times. Same with IEMs. They're a big part of my audio hobby. So before we get into the list, I just want a quick disclaimer. I am going to cheat a little bit. There's a couple of sets that are sharing like the bracket. I am going to go in order, unlike the IEM top 5 sets. It was more of like just the top 5 sets I use and like the most, and then variations at number 1 because it is the number 1. For this list, I am going to go in order of which ones I like the most and think are the best out of all the ones I've tried. But I do want to go over some honorable mentions because they might have not made it on the top 5 list, but I think they're worth mentioning. The first one of the honorable mentions would be the Yincrow X6. So it's a really good set, well balanced, more of that lower end presence, and it's cheap, usually around 12 bucks, maybe a little bit cheaper if it's on sale. I personally would just skip the Vito and the Quan 39 or Q39, whatever those are. Yeah, they're good for the price, but they're not that great. Like, you guys need to stop lying to yourself and gaslighting people. They're good to try out, but I mean, if you just save a few more bucks, you can get a really solid set in like the Yincrow X6. So there's also like the Nightingale, the open heart Nightingale. That one's pretty good, and I think it was also 12 bucks. A lot more accessories and a lot better build with removable cable too. So that might be worth checking out. That one's a little bit more neutral and flat, but it was a nice set too. All right, second honorable mention would be Earbuds. So I've tried a few of the Earbuds. Unfortunately, I have not tried one that the tuning was for me. I can appreciate what they do, but I haven't found one that I really liked, except for the Lancer. So that would be included here. It does not make it into the top 5, but it is a very good set. Very good set. Not sure if he still makes the Lancer, but basically with Earbuds, they're all decent. Some a little bit better than others, but it's mostly try to find your tuning. You find your flavor of Earbuds and you should be pretty satisfied. All right, that's it. Let's get into the actual list. So at number 5, we have a shared spot here. Like I mentioned, some of these are going to be split. I consider both of these even and interchangeable. They're just slight different flavors, but overall pretty equal. And that would be the Dunu Alpha 3 and the Venture Electronics Master. Both of these sets are solid, under $100, very well built, decent cable, okay-ish, and great sound. I personally prefer the Master over the Alpha 3, but the Alpha 3 is very good on its own regard. It's basically, you get to pick and choose depending on your type of preference. And Alpha 3 is, I think, very special because it's more easily accessible. I wish more of these bigger brands like Dunu, and then there's these other big brands, the ones that usually hear about pumping out IEMs month after month. I wish some of them would, make more flatheads. That way they're a lot easier to get your hands on. Now moving on to the number 4 spots. This set is very special, very unique. Out of every single transducer I've tried, not just flatheads, but IEMs and headphones. It is the TGX Ear Seratus. Don't correct me on my pronunciation. That's how I'm saying it. Stop typing. Seratus. So the Seratus is a very open and airy soundstage presentation, which makes it very unique, but you still get a good amount of note weight in that lower end, and the bass extends very well. So it's a very musical set. A lot of acoustic stuff just sounds amazing on this set. Female vocals aren't as forward or fun as I would like, but overall very natural and effortless in the presentation. Now moving on to the number 3 spot. So number 3 is TGX Ear again. That's going to be a trend with the Suniva. Bass modded though. Suniva on its own natural tuning, it has a very thick lower end. The mid bass can be a little bit intrusive and a little too much depending on the tracks, but it does give you a good amount of note weight and there's a lot of nice warmth. Sub bass is not as there as I would like, but Jim sent out little tuning foams to be able to modify that mid bass and reduce the response by a few decibels, and it really cleans up the signature. So a bass modded Suniva is just, you know, the Danny special, just boring neutral. Not really boring, but you get what I mean. It's a neutral, very natural presentation, and I love it. Great set. Now moving on to number 2. So in number 2 we have 2 Venture Electronic sets, the Sun Copper and the Azura Pure White Shining. So both of these sets are very engaging and very impressive, especially in the imaging. There's just so much that they can bring up to your attention. Just pull out of the music and you hear lots of little details that you never heard before, and then it just solidifies each sound, puts it in its own little capsule, and then you can pinpoint where they are. It's just very fun, just a little bit different from each other. Azura is more of a cleaner, neutral type approach, still some decent warmth, while Sun Copper is a little bit more warmer, a little bit more enveloping, and a little bit more musical. Pick your poison here. They're both outstanding. And my number 1 flathead set, which I'm pretty sure anybody that watches this channel or knows me will not be surprised. This stays on my desk always. TGX Ear Desolation Sound. So Desolation Sound is just overall amazing. Just the text it has, the detail, the cleanliness and separation is just unmatched by anything else I've heard, while still keeping the timbre natural. So sound presentation is accurate. It is musical, but still does, you know, the more fun genres well. My only nitpick with this is just I wish it had a little bit more sub bass, just a little bit. But even then, it's just it's fine. It's fine how it is, and it's just great. I love that set, and it is the most musically engaging set that I probably have, just because all those details, all those texts that come through, but you still have the timbre of a flathead and the stage presentation of a flathead. It's great. Amazing set. Highly recommend it. But that's it, guys. Those are my top 5 flatheads. In over a year, all the sets I've tried, those are the top 5 that just usually sit at my desk or within arm's reach. So let me know, have you tried any of the sets that I have in my top 5? Is there any sets that you think could beat any of my top 5 sets or beat my number 1 set? I mean, to be honest, I kind of just endgamed for flatheads on the Desolation Sound. I am not very curious on replacing it. I'm interested in trying new things because that's always fun, but I really don't think I would replace it. So do you think there's stuff that's better out there? Let me know in the comments. Tell me. But that's it, guys. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you guys hanging out. Make sure you like and subscribe. Thank you, Patreons, for keeping the channel running. Thank you, YouTube members, for helping the channel. And that's it. Until next time, I am Awesome Danny, and you stay awesome, friends. Bye.